बूढ़े या जवान,
शिक्षा का अवसर एक समान।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान।
लॉग ऑन करें www.nius.ac.in
और प्राप्त करें माध्यमिक, उच्चतर माध्यमिक तथा व्यावसायिक क्षेत्र के सभी विषयों की जानकारी।
शिक्षार्थियों, श्रोताओं, पुनः स्वागत है आप सभी का राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान की मुक्त विद्यावाणी रेडियो वाहिनी FM 91.2 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर। जैसा कि अब सेकेंड लेवल का प्रोग्राम लेकर हम आपके समक्ष प्रस्तुत हैं और हम आपके लिए आज जो सब्जेक्ट लेकर आए हैं वो है डेटा एंट्री ऑपरेशन और हम बात करेंगे मेल मर्ज के बारे में। और जानकारी देने के लिए हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं डॉक्टर मिस राधिका भी, जो कि एकेडमिक ऑफिसर हैं वोकेशनल डिपार्टमेंट NIS से। मैम, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है हमारे साथ।
थैंक यू।
तो मैम, मैं चाहूंगी फिर जैसा कि हमारा टॉपिक है आज मेल मर्ज, तो मैं चाहूंगी हम शुरू कीजिए प्लीज।
Today we are going to discuss about mail merge lesson in data entry operation subject. When we say mail merge, it is two things are there. We are going to merge our document in the content. So when you are writing a letter to same letter, if you want to send it to many people, then what you will be doing, you will be having the main body of separately. Here we will be keeping the recipient address list in one of the database. Then we will merge the main letter and the data where we are having the recipient list. So we will merge that recipient list and the main letter in one place. That's why we used to call it as a mail merge. We are merging the content and the database here. So a common word processing task, it is to produce periodic mailings to send to different people or the agencies connected to you or your profession or your business. The mailings features in the Word will help you to organize your address data, get it into a document and print it out in the desired format. The main uses of the main uses of the word processing software mail merge features are: we can merge a list of names and addresses to a single letter that can be sent to different people in their names and addresses. We can create categories, a single letter with variable information fields in it or the labels. Or we can also produce merged documents such as directory list, invoice, print address list or print addresses on the envelopes and mailing labels. So in today's session we will be discussing about how to create form letters, mailing labels and envelopes, and also we will discuss about how to organize the address data and merging it into a generic document and printing the result personalized documents. And the last we will be discussing about how to customize mail merge. So when we say about mail merge, you might have understood that we will be going to use three types of documents in that. The three types of documents are main document, second is data source, the third one is merge document. The main document in a mail merge operation, the personalized document is known as the main document. The personalized document may be the standard letter or an envelope or the mailing label. It is the document containing the text and graphics that stay the same for each version. It means like when you want to send the same letter to say many people, what you will be having, the main content, main text and graphics of that content will remain same. So it is the document containing the text and graphics that stay the same for each version of the merged document. So once you merge the content, you will be seeing that all the main letter, main text and graphics will remain same in all the letters. So here what happens, the return address and the body of the recipient address and the body, it forms the form letter. The next data source is the second type of document is data source. So the data source, it is a file that contains the names and addresses or any other information that vary with each version of the mail merge document. For example, when we have the list of names and addresses with us, so that form a form letter that we want to send it to a list of clients or other people. So merge document is the third document. When we merge the main document with the data source, a third document called merge document will be produced. The merge document, it can be merged to the screen to view the letters along with the addresses, or directly we can send it to the printer for printing the addresses. So that addresses can be printed on the envelopes or the labels, or we can save that as on some other file that can be used later for printing. Inserting the document or inserting the data or information from the data source in the main document creates the merge document. So when we insert the fields like name, first name, last name, or address, and also we will be having field names, like I will be having first name, last name, city. But when you merge the data source with the main document, you will be having even if you try to see the preview of the results, you will be showing the value instead of the field names like name, first name, last name, and all. So there will be a value. It might be the Radhika, or the recipient name will be there, recipient full address will be there, recipient city, state, pin code. So if you inserted those fields, they will be able to see the value in the required field. So when you insert the field called city in a letter document, the word insert a city name such as New Delhi, that is stored in the city data field. In mail merge or the mailings feature in the Word 2007, it is available in the main tab bar itself. We can click on the mailings tab on the main tab bar to activate the mailings feature. Then which comprises the subtask like create, start mail merge, then write and insert the fields, then preview results, finish and merge. So these subtasks will also be there. So when you want to do a mail merge, when you want to create a mail merge, what you have to do, you have to follow some of the steps. First step is that we have to click on the mailings tab, then we have to click on start mail merge. If you click on start mail merge, it will be showing the list of options like letters, labels, envelopes, email, messages, and some other. In the last, if you see, there will be a link for step-by-step mail merge wizard. So we have to click step-by-step mail merge wizard. Once you click step-by-step mail merge wizard, on the right hand side a new window will appear that will direct you by giving the list of steps. So there are a few steps which we have to follow, and those steps are really important, because in those steps we will be linking the data in the main letter. So before started to work on the mail merge wizard, first we can create the main body of the letter. So just think that you want to send an invitation to 100 people. So you might be having the invitation content. You might be suppose I want to invite some people for my birthday or my family's occasion. So what I will be doing, I will be writing the formal message in the body of the letter. So that message I will put it in one document. So that document I will keep it in that document itself. I will start to merge the data source. So once I have completed my main content, then I will go and click on the mailings tab. Then there I will click select start mail merge. Then I will choose step by step mail merge wizard. So once I clicked, and you might know that on the right hand side you will be able to see the separate window which will take you the steps. The first step is that what type of the document are we going to work on. So whether it is letter, label, envelopes, directory, so these it will be asking which type of document you want to do. So when I want to send the letter to people, so I will choose the option letter. The next is, if you come down, though, it will be giving a link for next steps. The next step is starting document. So once we have chosen, I want to do a letter, then the next step is choosing the document, that is selecting the document. Once you click on the selecting the document, the another list of options will come where it will be asking use the current document, start from the template, then start from the existing document. So here three options are there. We can use the current document. Current document means the document in which I am presently working. So it will be asking whether do I have to use the current document or I have to choose from the template. If I have a template, if I have some other list of templates, I can choose that and I can start to work on. But if I want to use the current document, then I will use the current document. And then in this document itself, the data will be merged. If I want to start from the existing document, then I have to choose the third option, start from the existing document. So in that case, if you choose the third option, then you have to open the document in which you want to do the mail merge. Since I want to do it on the current documents, I will choose the first option, use the current document. Once I've chosen the current documents, I don't have to choose any file because in the present file in which I am working, that file is called the current document. So it will be linked with that particular document itself. Then the next step is selecting the recipients. So once I have chosen use the current document, then the next step is I have to select the recipients. Recipients are available in separate data. So I have created the data source. The data source can be a Word document table, or it can be a spreadsheet document which contains the the fields of the recipient address. So those can be put it in a separate Excel file, or it can be a simple Word table, or if you want to have a data source in Microsoft Access or something, then you can have the data source in Microsoft Access also. So once we have chosen that I am if my data is from the table, then I will choose the option use an existing list. So if I have created a separate table which contains the list of recipient details, then I will choose the option use an existing list. Then once I have chosen the use an existing list, then I have to link the file. So if you come down, there will be option for browse. So if you click the browse button, it will a new dialog box will appear. So in that you have to open the file. So if I have created the Word table in the C drive, and there is a folder called Radhika. In that particular folder, if I kept the file student data, I have to open the C drive, then I have to open the particular folder Radhika, then I have to open the student data Word document. So I have linked my the student data which is available in the Word document. So I have chosen the use an existing list, and I have linked the particular document. So here, if I didn't have the list, I didn't create the list, I have to create a new list. What I have to do? I have to close everything, then I have to start afresh. I can do that, but that will be wasting my time or efforts which I have already done for creating the letter and all. So what I can do, if I want to create a list, I can choose the option type a new list. If the list is already available, then I will choose the option use an existing list. If the list is not available, if the data I have to create, then I will choose the third option, that is type a new list. If I have the list of contacts from if I want to send the letter to my Outlook contacts, then I will choose the second option, select from Outlook contacts. If I do that, then first of all, my Outlook should be configured with my email ID or something. Then all the recipient address will be taken it from my Outlook contacts. If I have chosen the option, that is the third option, type a new list, what will happen if you come down, it will be giving an option for create button. If you click the create button, a new dialog box will appear. In that particular place, I have to enter the field names. Suppose I want to enter the person name, first name, last name, then address, city, state, code, and pin code, and any other fields related to the recipient address I want to include, and I can enter the value for the particular list. Once I have here what I'm doing, I just click the create button and I've started to fill the information of my recipients. What I have to do after that, I have to save the recipient's details. So it will be asking me that where you want to save the file. So you can choose the particular drive, then particular folder, then you can give the name for the file or the list which you have created. So the recipients list will be saved and the same list will be linked to the document which you have created. So this is the next step, that is we saw the third step. The fourth step is that we have to click on the next button where we can choose the option for writing your letter. At any point of time you can go back, you can choose the previous button and you can go back to the previous option and do the changes. If you want to do if you want to go forward and do the task, then you can choose the next button. If you click next, it will be asking the option of writing the letter. When we say writing the letter, it means that if you want to write some other content in the letter, you can add, or if you want to modify some contents in the existing letter, you want to do that also you can do. Then the third option is that once we have chosen the write our letter, we can link the fields which we want to include it in our document. To link the list of addresses in our document, we have to choose the option like address block, greeting line. Then if you want to choose only the particular fields, not all the fields, then you can go to the mailings tab. Then you can choose the option insert merge fields. Then you can choose the particular name, whatever you want to choose that particular line, you can do it. The address block will help you to include all the addresses. So it will give you the sample of it will give you the preview of how the address will look. So if you want to do it in the different way, then you can change the look of the address. So generally it will be doing in the way like first name, title, first name, last name, then address 1 in the next line, address 2 in the third line, then city, state, then pin code. So these will come together. So you can you will be able to see how your preview of your address will look. So you can change the way you want to do it. Suppose you don't want to include the postal address, you can remove. So only the name of the person will come, and after that if you want to include some greeting line, then you can choose the greeting line option which is available in the mail merge wizard. So you can choose the greeting line. So here it will come like dear sir and madam, or if you want to specify like dear, then person name in that way, like dear Radhika, in that way if you want to send the recipient name specific in each letter, then in the main letter itself you have to write the word dear. Then after that you have to insert the field. If I want to include the first name in that, then I can include. If I want to include the last name also, I can do it. Like, so the person's second name, surname will be displayed on the letter itself. So this is about how we can insert the fields. So these fields what I have discussed with you all are from the data source. Suppose I am having the students data where I have entered the students details about their marks, about their enrollment number and their name, address and mobile number or something. So those fields can be linked in the main letter. Or if it is my friends list, then I will be having their name, address, and their contact data. So that can also be inserted. So whatever the data I'm having and to whom I want to send, so that details I have to keep it in the data source. It can be a Word document, or it can be a spreadsheet document, or it can be a database. So once I have inserted all the fields, what I can do, I can click on the button preview results. Then I can see the preview of all the letters. Suppose my Word table is having 10 records. So all the 10 letters will be visible to me. If I click on the preview of the results, if I click just the arrow buttons to see the next records details, I will be able to see. To go back and see the previous record also, I can click on the left arrow button. So if I click on the left arrow and right arrow, I will be able to see the corresponding list of the recipient's letter. Once we are happy with whatever information, whatever the letter we got it after merging the document, if we are satisfied, then we can click on the finish and merge option. Once you click on the finish and merge, you will be able to take the printout of the individual letters, or if you want to edit individual letters, that also you can do it. Now what happened, the main body of the letter where you have written, where you have started to link the data, that main file will be having the merged content. Suppose I want to keep the main body of the letter separately, the data source obviously it is there in separate file, and I want to have the merged document in separate, I can do that. So in that case, the first step after we have chosen the letter, the next step is that selecting the document. In that place we have to choose the third option, that is use an existing document. So once we have chosen use an existing document, there we can choose the file, that is the main body of the letter, we can keep it separately, that file we can choose. So that main document will remain same. After your merging happens, after you completed all the steps, the main body of the letter will be as it is. You don't, if you want to send the same letter for another set of people, another data, then you can link the same body of the letter. But if I use the current document, what will happen? The main body of the letter where I have written, in that document itself, the mail merge will happen, and I will be having the merged content, that is data was linked with the current document. So I will be able to see the recipient details and the main body of the letters in the same existing document itself. So this is the difference between how we can choose. So it depends upon your need. You can choose use the current document, or if you want to do it in the separate document, we can choose use an existing document. So this is about how we can use the existing data and how we can link the main letter in the document. So once we have understood about what is mail merge and how we can merge the letter in the document, now it is time for us to learn about how to create the labels and envelopes. We will be discussing about the labels and envelopes after a few minutes break.
शिक्षार्थियों श्रोताओं, यहाँ लेते एक छोटा सा ब्रेक के बाद लौटते हैं। बने रहिए, सुनते रहिए राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान की मुक्त विद्यावाणी और रेडियो वाहिनी FM 91.2 मेगाहर्ट्ज। शिक्षार्थियों श्रोताओं, पुनः स्वागत है आप सभी का राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान की मुक्त विद्यावाणी और रेडियो वाहिनी FM 91.2 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर। हम बात कर रहे हैं सेकेंडरी लेवल में डेटा एंट्री ऑपरेशन हमारा सब्जेक्ट है। हमारा विषय जो है आज का टॉपिक वो है मेल मर्ज। और जानकारी देने के लिए हमारे साथ स्टूडियो मौजूद है मिस राधिका बी, एकेडमिक ऑफिसर वोकेशनल डिपार्टमेंट NIS है। मैम आपका एक बार फिर से वेलकम।
Thank you. Learners, we were discussing about what is mail merge and how to create mail merge for the letters. We discussed about how to create the letter and how to link the data source in the document itself. Now we will be discuss about how to create the labels, and we will also discuss about how to create envelopes. So what is a label? When you if you remember that if you have ordered something or if you have received any letter that the person name was not written in hand, so they might have used some stickers, sticky notes, like in the white sticker they might have printed the person name. So this is a label. So the label will be having the full recipient address can be printed in the small paper, and that paper can be sticked into the any envelope or the letters. So what in today's session we will be just discussing about how to use the data source which we have already created by using the word table or the Excel or even in the database which we have used for creating it. So that data source we can print it on the labels, and the label can be sticked on the letters. So how to do that? So how we can use the mail merge feature for doing this job? First, as we discussed, for mail merge we should have the 3 letters, 3 documents we should have. So that is the main document, then second is the data source, and the mail merge document. That will be the final one. So first in the main documents we have to click on the mailings tab. The steps are same only, but here one small difference we have to do. First we have to click on the mailings tab, then we have to click on the start mail merge, then we have to click on the option. After clicking the start mail merge, we have to choose the option labels. Once we click labels, earlier we did for letters, now it is labels. So once we click the labels, we will get the label options dialog box. In the label option dialog box, we have to mention the label information and the product number. It is half letter, the printer information, how to we want to take the printer, and the label options also will be there. So where we will be giving the the structure of the label will be there. So we have to choose how much height, top margin, left margin, how much space you want to keep it. So that we can decide and we can mention in the labels dialog box itself. Next is once we have mentioned all the data source, now we have to choose the data source. So now what will happen, the same data source we can keep it for any type of documents. So we have to remember in which place we have kept our data source. So once we click the mailings tab, then the option for select recipients will come. So here we have to click the select recipients. Once we click select recipients, then we can click on the type a new list if you want to create a new list, or if you are having the a list, then we can choose use an existing list. Then once we click the use an existing list, then we have to open the file. So we have to choose the particular folder and the particular drive and the folder. Then we have to choose the particular file name where we want data source which we want to link it with the label document. So that we can choose it. Once we have chosen the data source, now the data has been linked with the main document. Now we have to insert the fields. So here I know if you just remember how we did it for the letters, the procedure is little bit same only, but instead of doing the mail merge wizard, here we have just chosen labels. Then in the labels we have chosen the select data source. Then after that we started to work on the fields. So once we link the data source, now the step is that inserting the fields in the document. So for that we have to click on the insert, write and insert field subtask menu. In that we can click the button insert merge field. If you click the insert merge field, it will be giving the list of fields which are already linked. So these fields names are from the data source which you have chosen. Suppose I am having the field names as name, enrollment number, and address 1, address 2, address 3, something like that. So these fields will be linked. So whatever my data source is having the field names, so those field names will be displayed here. So we can choose the field names which we want to include in the label. So when I'm going to send, going to take the printout of the recipient address, so what I will do, I will be taking their name, then their full address, full postal address I will take with pin code. So I will insert those fields. Once I have inserted all the fields, then I will be able to do the preview of my result, my labels. So this fields, whatever I have inserted, I will be able to see them by clicking on the preview results button. So if you click on the preview results, it will be showing each record. So if you go back and if you want to see the last record, then you can click the rightmost button. So if you click the rightmost button, it will be giving the last record. If you want to see the first record, then you can click on the double arrow that is available on the left hand side. So if you click on the left hand side, then you will be able to see the first record. So if you want to see the second, third, fourth or something, then we can see the corresponding labels. So once we link the data in the document will be having the list of labels. So these labels can be sent to the printer, and the printer will be taking the printout of these labels. So here it will be easy for us. Then instead of writing the address in the paper, we can just take the printout of these addresses and we can simply stick it on the invitation card or even the letter, or wherever we want to use, we can use it. So you can just imagine that once we are having the list of recipients with us, so at any point of time we can use them. If you want to do it by manually, we can do it, but every time you have to write the recipient address. So every time you will be writing, so you might do any mistakes while writing the address. So that will be avoided by if you keep the data source in the system itself. So one time you have to feed the computer about all the recipients address with their proper pin code and all the contact details. You can store it, and the same data can be used any number of times in your letter. So whenever you want to send letter, label or print envelopes or whatever thing you want to send it to the same list of people, you can use the recipients data which is available in your computer itself. In the same way what we did it for the labels, we can take the printout of the envelopes also. How we can do it? So for doing the envelopes, for taking the printout of the envelopes, we have to choose the mailings tab. From the mailings tab, we can click the start mail merge. Once you click the start mail merge, it will be giving the options like letters, labels, email and everything. So in that place, we have to choose the option envelopes. Once we have chosen the envelopes, it will be asking a separate dialog box, that is envelope options dialog box will appear. In that we can choose the format which we want. Obviously when you want to send the person's you want to take the envelope, so envelope you might be remembering how it will look it will be in the vertical, the width will be more and the length will be less. So here on the right hand side we will be writing the recipient address. On the left hand side we will be writing the the from address. So if I am the sender, so I will be putting the information on the left hand side, and the right hand side I will write the recipient address. So whatever the format you want, so by default there will be a format. If you want to change, you can do that by choosing the printing options, and you can once you click the particular options which you want, so in that format only the envelope will be printed. So we can, after completing the options that how we want, the next step is opening the data source. The same steps what we did it for labels. We have to click on the mailings, then we have to select the recipients, then we have to click the type a new list if you want to create a new list, or if you want to use an existing list, then we can click the use existing list. So in the use existing list, I will choose the file, particular file which I want to link it with my document. Once I linked the particular file in my document, I will be able to use the fields. So once we have done this step, next step is inserting the fields. So by inserting the fields, for that what I have to do, I have to click on the mailings tab, then I have to click on the write and insert field subtask menu. In that subtask, if I search insert merge field, I will be able to find. So I can click on the insert merge field icon, then I will be able to insert the fields which are there in my database. If I want to send to the recipients, I have just linked the data source. Now I will be choosing the particular field name. So what I will be doing, I will be writing the person name, first name, last name, address 1, address 2, city, state, pin code. So all these details I will enter. Then I will be, once I have entered all the recipient fields, on the left hand side, if the sender is same, sender will be remaining the same. So I can just enter the person name. From the person name and the address, I can write it. So that details will be fixed for all the envelopes. But in the right hand side, we have inserted some of the fields, that is the recipient fields, first name, last name and their address, that will be varying for each recipient. So once we have done, inserted the fields, we will be able to preview the letters. So we can click on the preview results, then we can see the first record, and the first record will be having the, whatever the field we have inserted, the value of that particular field will be replaced with the field. Suppose it is city, then it will be having the value. City might be Delhi, or it may be Noida. So whatever I have written, that value will be replaced with the particular name. If I want to see the first record, I will be able to see the first. To see the second, I have to click on the right arrow. So if we keep on do, I will be able to see all the records which are stored in my data. So this is about how to insert the, how to create envelopes by using mail merge. We saw about how to create letters, how to create labels, and how to create envelopes. We can also, merge. We can send letters. We can send email message. We can create directories. But the email, when you want to do, first of all, you should configure your Outlook. In the Outlook, all the contacts should be available. So it will be taking, and even if you want to send an email to the list of recipients, you will be sending through Outlook only. So we should remember that before using that email option, first we should configure our Outlook, and we can do it immediately after creating the mail merge, but the thing is that it will be sending the email through Outlook only. So that we should remember how to do it. So for configuring on Outlook, you should open the Microsoft Outlook, then you have to give your username, password, then you have to set the IP address and incoming protocols and outgoing protocols details, everything you have to fill, then only you will be able to do that option. Learners, we have come to the end of the session. We discussed what is mail merge, why we have to use the mail merge feature. Then we saw that how to create letters. Then we discussed about how to create the data source, how to use the existing data source. Then at the end, we discussed about how to create the labels and how to create envelopes by merging an address list. I hope you got an idea about how to do this. Please started to do a practice, because it is a very simple thing, but if you didn't follow few steps, you will not be able to get it on the result. So whatever the result you want, so the desired result will be coming if you follow the steps. So it's better you can use the step-by-step mail merge wizard for creating the letters. Once you have created the list, then you started to include in your letter. So main body of the letter you should keep, and main data source you should keep. Then you can create it on the same document, or if you want to create a new document after merging, that also you can do it. Thank you so much for listening.
थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम. शिक्षार्थी श्रोताओं, यहाँ लेते हैं एक छोटा सा ब्रेक. ब्रेक के बाद लौटेंगे अपनी अगली चर्चा पे. बने रहिए, सुनते रहिए राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान की मुक्त विद्यावाणी रेडियो वाहिनी FM 91.2 मेगाहर्ट्ज.
सुन लो गाँव के लोगों, सुन लो युवक युवतियों, और से सुन लो. काम काज के साथ में पढ़ लो, घर बैठे ही सब कुछ पढ़ लो.
अरे सब सुन लो भैया.
चाहो टीवी वीडियो से पढ़ लो, विषय भी मर्जी के तुम चुन लो. परीक्षा दे के पास भी कर लो, सुन लो भाइयों बहनों सुन लो.
ठीक कह रहा है बहनों, शिक्षा ही उद्देश्य हमारा.
शिक्षा के मोती तुम चुन लो, सुन लो गाँव के लोगों सुन लो. युवक युवतियों और से सुन लो, घर बैठे ही सब कुछ पढ़ लो.
बाल को जिंदगी को कामयाब बना लो.
सुन लो गाँव के लोग